Well, you know what this is. This is about the third rail, folks. Medicare, Social Security, and Medicaid. So critics are now going after President Obama because he didn't touch any of those in his new budget plan, okay? Now, several analysts out there believe that both parties are kind of playing a game of chicken here. They're waiting for the other side to make the first move on these things, just in case it gets nasty when it comes election time. So what would slashing entitlements actually do to help the president? It has worked for these two governors, New York's Andrew Cuomo and New Jersey's Chris Christie. Interesting that these two guys have found each other in a very common situation in many ways. They have both been not afraid to make tough cuts, and both of them are seeing incredibly strong approval numbers, especially Chris Cuomo, who's at 77%. I don't think any New York governor has ever seen those kind of numbers, at least in recent history. So let's bring in our good friend Ari Fleischer, former White House press secretary under President George W. Bush. Ari, good to have you here.
Good morning.
You know, it's amazing. I opened the paper this morning. Cuomo, 77% approval rating, right? And it says people don't like the fact that he wants to let the tax cuts expire for those over 200,000. They don't like the 10,000 jobs that he wants to cut from the state. So they're mad at him about those things. But they say, we still like the job he's doing. He's doing a good job.
You really get the sense that the public is far ahead of President Obama and the politicians who are hesitant on entitlements and on big, tough decisions. You're seeing it in New Jersey with Governor Christie. The people are hungry for folks to tell it straight, to take on the tough issues and just bite the bullet, get it done. Our nation's broke. We need to fix it.
You know, it's so true. I interviewed David Axelrod a couple of weeks ago on his last day, and I asked him really 3 separate times, is the president willing to lead on this issue? And he basically said, no. You know, he said, this is a difficult situation that we're going to lay out our budget. They see it as, you know, we're going to put out the first offer, and then we want them to come back to us. Why is that not a good way to do it in your opinion?
Here's the problem. If Republicans say, okay, President Obama, you're right, we won't either, then what good is government? What are they doing for us? And so you almost get the sense here that when it comes to entitlements, Republicans are from Mars and President Obama's from Venus, and they're not talking to each other. Now, I predict that in his news conference today, President Obama is going to make up for lost ground. He should have done it in his State of the Union. He didn't take on entitlements. He should have done it in the budget. He didn't. And now because he's being criticized so much, I think he's going to try rhetorically at least to come back today and say, I mean it, I'm for real, I want to do something.
Yeah, but you can't come out and talk about high-speed rail and adding more money to education, which, you know, we've thrown more money at the education problem over the last years, and we're just trying, it's just making us slide backwards.
Look, I think those send the wrong signal about that he's still locked in the same old mindset of spend here, spend there. But they're not the big issues. The big issues that are bankrupting America, that led to the largest deficit in history, are Medicare, Medicaid, Social Security, and also defense. You have to
Let's show people that pie chart that we have, because that shows, you know, exactly what Ari's talking about, and it demonstrates how big a problem this is. Okay, non-defense is 610. Okay, look at the chunk that Medicare and Social Security take up. Then you've got the interest on the debt, and then you have defense. And even within defense, there are areas that a lot of people think could see some cuts.
The president has to find his voice on Social Security, Medicare, and Medicaid. These traditionally have been the third rail of American politics. And what do you have presidents for? Presidents uniquely can help you get over the third rail. And we're a nation that needs to get over it because we are heading toward bankruptcy. We don't have money. We have a $1.5 trillion deficit, the largest in history, and a $14 trillion debt. We have gone beyond the danger zone. This is what presidents have to lead nations out of.
I think a lot of folks thought that when he created this debt commission, that he was sort of creating an entity that he could point to and say, see, these folks are really smart and they told us what we should do. He could have leaned on them. Why is he not leaning on their recommendations to raise the age, for one thing, for Social Security? That's a start.
I think the president has made the same mistake 3 times. When the debt commission came out, he didn't really endorse their findings. When he had his State of the Union, he was not emotional, didn't make the deficit his top priority, and now his budget also took a pass. You can't keep punting and hope to win the game. President Obama's got to shift on this, and I think he will, because what I've seen about his presidency, he is very hesitant to do anything that is personally risky that could endanger himself or his standing. But then once he gets criticized for it, he tacks back and tries to figure it out. I hope he's going to do that again, but we can't, as a country, keep missing these opportunities.
Yeah, and that's the way it's been viewed by a lot of people, a real missed opportunity for leadership. And as Andrew Cuomo is pointing out, you know, making the case in New York, this is not necessarily a Democrat-Republican issue. It doesn't have to be.
For President Obama in the center of this country and among independents is huge if he will be brave enough to tackle entitlements.
Politically huge, and he's betting it the other way, that politics, it really commands him not to go there.
There's a lot of status quo in Barack Obama, isn't there? It's surprising.
Very interesting. All right, always good to have you here. Thanks so much. We'll see you soon.
Thanks, Martin.